surprised that Hunter agreed to fight him.
It's not surprised.
The cat, Oleksandr Usyk, who roared to wake heavyweight giant Tyson Fury out of his hanging glove, is hiding from December's terrifying clash and looking forward to it happening the next year.
He's gonna beat his ass.
The same thing.
Anyone who faces him's in a lot of trouble.
Will the Ukrainian challenger miss the opportunity to unify the championship? Or is there a terrible plan behind it?
I'm a 7-foot 20-stone behemoth, and I will destroy you middleweight.
Let's find out in today's video, but before we jump in, remember, like, subscribe, tap that icon bell so you don't miss out on any updates from Boxing Insane.
Thank you.
No just world champion.
No just world champion.
No just world champion. Undisputed world champion.
Oleksandr Usyk threw down a challenge to Britain's Tyson Fury to come out of retirement and fight him for the undisputed world heavyweight boxing title.
То якось і немає інтересу ні з ким більше боксувати. З ним поєдинок хочеться, він буде дуже гучний. Він же каже, що він король.
Soon after, Fury responded to Usyk's offer and suggested a September 1st deadline for the fight to be agreed on. It can be seen that the WBC champion is ready to return and confront the Ukrainian champion. The British heavyweight has now said that he could be able to beat Usyk with just a week of training ahead of the fight, assuring he'll put this fight right through him during the time to be substantially smaller. Fury has been repeatedly mooted as the next man to face the Ukrainian with the promise of a unification fight appealing to the heavyweight boxing fan across the world. Usyk raised expectations of this mouth-watering bout when he said he wanted to face Fury and rubbished his retirement claims as just a game from a very crazy guy.
Hey Tyson, back in ring, please. Back in ring.
But the two will not clash in 2022 as Usyk suddenly wants to fight next year instead of later this year as predicted. And Fury is refusing to wait for the opportunity, instead promising to reveal his next fight in the next week. So why is Usyk refusing the match in December? To explain it, Ukrainian fighter Oleksandr Usyk expressed his desire to take some time away, focus on his health, and spend time with his family, so he turned down the possibility of fighting Fury in 2022. Are these really the reasons behind it, or is it a reason for perfect strategy? First, he does have some older injuries. Usyk put on a magnificent performance and stormed through the rematch against Anthony Joshua in Jeddah and retained his heavyweight title by a split decision. The 35-year-old Ukrainian proved unbeatable during the 12-round contest, maintaining a steely nerve to dominate Joshua with a series of heavy blows. However, Joshua appeared to break Usyk's momentum in the 9th round and land a spell of punches on his opponent before retreating into defeat. Despite dominating the match, that blow also left the cat injured. On Sunday, when Usyk departed Saudi Arabia, he was filmed at the airport by a fan with bruised and tired eyes. Perhaps Usyk's health has also suffered seriously because the match he just entered was against one of the most respectable giants of heavyweights. Therefore, health is the first reason given by Usyk for the change of schedule. However, when asked how he feels, Usyk answered by joking as a reference to an old interview he did in broken English several years ago and said,
"How do you feel, heavyweight champion of the world?"
I'm very feel.
What's that?
Heavyweight champion.
His black eyes from the 12-round battle were clear to see, but did not dampen his mood one bit. Secondly, he simply doesn't want to box in December. The latter reason has sparked a lot of speculation from fans who are looking forward to witnessing the battle of the century between the Gypsy King and the Cat. However, the Ukrainian-born fighter noted he hadn't left the gym for half a year. He wants to be with his kids and his family, and boxing can just wait a little bit. Next year, he thinks it'll happen. This also makes sense because Usyk, who was wholly focused on training in the time before the match with Joshua, together with his team, he worked hard to reach his goals. He never made thunderous, bright speeches. He just worked hard in training camp in the gym. He was holding himself at the top in terms of physical strength and mental strength. The evidence is that the change in appearance as well as power was significantly increased. According to a source revealed by a partner in Usyk's team, the Ukrainian was probably more dangerous than ever. And the intense concentration during a half year contributed to Usyk's glorious victory, making him the pride of his country. The third reason, Usyk's worried about the war in his homeland. The Gypsy King told TalkSport he would come out of retirement for an undisputed clash if it paid $500 million. But for the Ukrainian Usyk, his mind is focused on one thing, his nation's war with Russia. When Russia invaded his homeland earlier this year, Usyk quickly signed up to fight, joining a local territorial defense force in Kyiv. His fight with Joshua was then cast to doubt, but the Brit even began considering potential opponents for an interim fight. Usyk was then offered the chance to leave the Ukraine to fulfill his contractual obligation and fight Joshua in a rematch. And now that he's completed that rematch with AJ, his priority is his country. The fourth, this is a prolonged tactic that Usyk wants to make. Another reason is that this is probably a psychological tactic that Usyk's team wants to use to reduce the will of the Gypsy King, who likes to do a lot of word of mouth on social media.
You know my name, Tyson Fury.
Yeah, my man.
Usyk also doubted the possibility of the fight taking place in Ukraine, but said Fury could be dragged here for the second fight, with the incentive of offering him land and horses to entice the British fighter to travel to the Eastern European country. Furthermore, he probably wants that match to take place the day before the World Cup final in Qatar, creating a huge week of sports for the Middle East. This will be a psychological blow that Usyk wants to give Fury before the actual confrontation between them. But what do you think is the real reason Usyk changed so quickly? Leave your comments below and let us know. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and tap that bell icon so you don't miss any videos from Boxing Insane. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.